I hate ARPGs, but for some reason, Path of Exile 2 has hit the sweet spot, and a non-ARPG player has racked up almost 180 hours of gameplay thus far. So let's talk about exactly what they've done right and what they can improve on to keep me coming back each new season and keep on playing for now. So first of all, for some context, now I have about 40,000 to 50,000 hours worth of gaming. Most of it has been MMOs, specifically World of Warcraft. And yeah, I've tried everything PC games. I mean, I grew up on consoles, obviously, from like Nintendo to Super Nintendo, all that good stuff, right the way through all the PlayStations and Xboxes, and then got into PC gaming. That specifically turned me on to MMOs and World of Warcraft. I've tried every MMO that's come out since 2004 when World of Warcraft came out. And I usually try to dabble in ARPGs. D3 comes out, D4, Path of Exile, for example, all those. Whenever they come out, I'm like, yeah, we'll give it a shot. And then like Torchlight is another one that pops into my head. But I usually play it for a couple of hours and just go, it's not really my thing. So I just accepted the ARPGs isn't for me, and I typically always just hated them, right? Now, I did consider this could be a circumstance of good timing. Now, World of Warcraft is in a major lull at the moment. It's the end of the season. This season has been particularly rough in general. And so maybe any ARPG would have just hit the sweet spot. And so I tried a couple others out. Yeah, no, like this. Point number one, straight out of the gate, is WS&D movement. Now, the WASD gamers out there, most of the high streamers all seem to be using it as well, ARPG veterans. As a non-ARPG player coming into it, it's felt intuitive, it's really easy, gives you full agency over your movement and dodge rolls while still maintaining, aiming with your mouse for abilities and things like that. It just feels really good, and having gone back to PoE 1 and D4 since playing PoE 2, just to sort of like, hey, I wonder how it feels. It's very jarring, honestly, doing that experience of trying to go back to PoE 1 for a bit. It really does help solidify how imperative WS&D movement keys for ARPGs moving forward. I generally think it will be the industry standard from now on. Next is the pure dopamine hit. Now, these sound cool. But this shit just packs that oomph, dude. It's like every time something drops, you can't help but be like, oh, what was that, Now, obviously, all these are customizable. There's loot filters. I totally respect that. But straight out of the gate, straight out of the box, a default player experience kind of thing is just going to have that feeling of just, oh, yeah, there's good shit, man. Like, it's fucking, so good. Skill systems. All right, so the passive skill tree is still very daunting when I first jumped in here, just like PoE 1. However, that gap is much easier to bridge by the simplicity of the gem skill system. Now, in PoE 1, I found that the skill system in there where you've got it on the gear and there's links, and sometimes they're not linked, and that's annoying, and you're trying to get either items to link the shit or it won't link, and the links also have to have the right color associated with the different sockets. That just found very difficult to grapple with as a system, whereas this is much easier, much more intuitive. You just have a bunch of skill slots, you throw in all your abilities and skills and spells and stuff, and each one of those spells has a number of support gems you can add to it, and that grows over time as you level up. Really easy to understand, really simple. So the ease of accessibility for this type of a system is what allows you to be more willing to engage with the passive skill tree system, because you're like, all right, that was really easy, I just need to wrap my head around this difficult part. And just like everyone has said, the more time, like we're talking quite exponentially over the first hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 to 20 hours. 20 hours in, you understand it way better, that you get a true grasp. Even though I know nothing about 80% of this whole passive skill tree, you sort of understand how it works and what to look out for. And it's much easier to kind of wrap your head around as you go along. So honestly, the skill system has done a very significant margin to help kind of retain my attention, I suppose. Unlike, say, for example, the shallowness of D4, where it's just you get your abilities by level 15, literally within half an hour, you're already at a level where you just like, blur, here's your, talent points all done, and very limited scope, whereas this has the beautiful complexity of just insane choice everywhere. But eases you in much nicer compared to PoE 1, and that's what I've found that has been very helpful. Lastly, one of the things very much keeping me coming back is just the sheer scope and prospects for the future, right? We don't have all the classes in. We've got another 6 classes to come. Each of them will have 3 different ascendancies that we'll get to toy with. Each of the existing classes has 1 more ascendancy which to toy around with, and with them obviously come different weapons. So we don't have dagger yet, we don't have primal yet, which I believe will be druid stuff. We don't have the flail, we don't have the axe, we don't have the sword, we don't have the spear. A lot of more weapons, a lot of different classes and ascendancy combinations. I absolutely cannot wait as this game is fully fleshed out over the next 6 to 12 months. By the time proper official release, I suppose, comes out, this game is absolutely going to have a place on my hard drive, that's for sure. And I look forward to playing every season. That being said, what are you most excited for? The comment section below absolutely demands that you let me know what you're most excited for. For me, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how Druid plays. That could be quite interesting, and just in the aesthetics realm, I like the idea of having like Giant's Blood 2-hand axes. I very much want to make my Fury Warrior from World of Warcraft in PoE 2. That would be fucking sick. And even the spear sounds pretty interesting. We'll be curious to see how that plays. But yeah, that's the video. Honestly, this game has well and truly solidified itself as a staple in my yearly gaming regime. What can I say? So can't wait. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.